lot to update you on. I have survived a hairline fracture in my foot, a historic heat wave. I've been in 3 different cities since the last time I did a video, and so it is way past time to keep you updated. So I left Austin on June 9th and went straight to Seattle, where I watched 2 pot-bellied pigs and a very sweet old lab for 2 retired Army captains. And I had the best time getting to know my new 2- and 4-legged friends and exploring Seattle and everything that they have to offer. It's gonna sound completely ridiculous and totally on brand to entirely different people that I booked my one-way ticket to the Pacific Northwest specifically to eat a sandwich. So I've been a longtime fan of salami and had never gotten to make it when the deli was open. And that was my whole goal for the trip, was I just wanted to eat a sandwich. And I accomplished that goal 4 times, thank you. And it was totally worth it. So after a couple of days of sightseeing in Seattle, I headed south to Tacoma, where I watched a very, very sweet pit bull and whippet mix named Josh and got to know his wonderful owner, Mars. I'm calling her the OG spoiled spinster because she is incredible. She was just as lovely and warm and inviting as her home, and I had the best time getting to know her and hearing about all of her adventures. She reads a lot of the same books I do. She is into a lot of the same art and activities that I'm into. There was a chihuly in her bedroom, and she was kind enough to welcome my family to join me for the 4th of July weekend. So Tacoma was an excellent home base. I got to do a lot of Chihuly glass things since that's where he's from. So there was the exhibit in Seattle that I did alone and with my family. There was the glass bridge, the glass museum he helped start. There were installations all over and it was beautiful, and I was so thrilled to get to experience all of that with my family. I got to explore another island and do all kinds of crazy things. We went down to Portland and had a great time. And overall it was perfect, except for that historic heat wave where it was 113 every day and there's no air conditioning in most of the houses in the Pacific Northwest. So I was kind of feeling like Beyonce with every fan in the house pointed at me at all times. So I lost several days for that. And then I tried to take a jumping photo in front of Stadium High School, which is where they filmed 10 Things I Hate About You. And there's a really iconic photo of the cast jumping in front of the school. And I probably would have done it just as well as I've done the hundreds of other jumping photos that I've taken had I not visited 3 breweries before I went. So I didn't quite stick the landing and gave myself a hairline fracture in my foot. So I've been hobbling around in a boot for almost a month. It slowed me down but didn't take me out of commission. But it definitely made sightseeing and getting around a little bit more difficult. But I'm finally getting around a lot better, which is good because I am watching 5 dogs and a very old cat here in Sacramento for the rest of the month, and they require some energy to keep up with. So I am grateful to be on the mend and in this new spot that has AC and a pool. So even though it's 108 here, it's not quite as miserable as that last week in Tacoma was. So I am here until the 30th, and then I head off to 2 house sits in Alaska. So I am going to be in North Pole for the first 2 weeks of August, and then I have 10 days to explore on my own, and then I have 2 weeks in Anchorage. So if you have any suggestions on what I should see or do in that gap, I could really use them, because this lack of rental cars, there's no bus tours, there aren't any train trips that are multiple days that I can take, so I'm kind of at a loss. I really appreciate this community being here with me and going on these adventures, but I would really appreciate some suggestions. So if you have any tips for Sacramento or Alaska, please send them my way. If you have any questions, comments, tweaks you'd like me to make on how I'm sharing these stories or what's going on my website or my store, please send them my way. I really appreciate input and feedback because I have no idea what I'm doing and I'm just trying to get this started. So I'm so glad that you guys are coming along with me, and hopefully we have some fun together.